Breaking the Wall of Invasive Species Management, Julia Schmack, the University of Auckland, New Zealand.
Invasive species have become a major global issue. They damage native ecosystems, they cause huge economic losses, and they are a serious threat to human health. I work on one of the most successful group of invaders, wasps. And I know you all don't like them, but do you know why they are so successful? Because they are social, because they act as a collective brain. And we don't always do that. That's why we're often one step behind. Let me give you just one of many examples. On the one hand, we try to control invasive wallabies in New Zealand. And on the other hand, we struggle to conserve them in their native range, Australia. The problem is that scientists don't collaborate across the native and invaded borders. It is difficult to find research partners because the existing databases on invasive species list only the species, but not the people working on them. Furthermore, we can only find researchers that have already published their work on ResearchGate, for instance. But from my own experience, I needed to get in touch with people working in the field, working in a molecular lab, or in some governmental institutions. You don't find those on ResearchGate. So how can we crack that wall? My idea is to set up a simple network, let's call it Connect, where researchers can look for researchers working on the same species, but in the different ranges, invaded versus native range, and potentially with different methods. So in my case, it would have been the German wasp, Vespula germanica, in the native range, working on microsatellites, for example. And for this idea, I've been given access to an international database on invasive species, holding about 2,000 contacts, which I could use to populate and to market this network. Within this network, we can then exchange data. And most importantly, we can standardize methods. Because when we standardize methods, we harvest long-term comparable data sets. And these are solid gold for today's and tomorrow's science and economy. We can improve control strategies in the invaded range, and we can enhance conservation gains in the native range and globally. And I think if we want to keep pace with today's ecological challenges, then we need to act as a collective brain. Thanks.